Someone used your weakness against you or your ignorance against you. The sunny side, 99.3 Nigeria info 0700 993 993 993 01465 7190. My name's Joyce. Who's with us on WhatsApp?
Eno, she says, good afternoon, Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
The characteristics of the oppressor is to dominate, control, and instill fear to the oppressed. They shift every blame to the oppressor. They threaten, shout, and use heavy words just to reduce the self-esteem of the oppressed.
So I think there's an error there. So he's saying dominate. Can you find it? Dominate uses fear. No, dominate, instill fear
to the oppressed.
To the oppressed. So they control. Yeah. Okay, that's very true. So that's an arrogant personality right there. Then they shift the blame to the oppressed. Have you met those people who blame you for what they did? This life, I've seen. Oof. Have you met people who blame you for something that they did? They did something. Then they say, hey, it's because of you that I did it. If it wasn't offending, it'll be comical. It probably is as comical as it is offending. Yeah, those people. Hello, the psychology of the oppressed, the lords of logic. Welcome to Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. My name is Joyce. What's your name? All right, I think you know what to do. Nigeria Info, the sunny side. How are you?
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Lords of Logic, right?
The Lords of Logic, thank you.
All
What's your
right.
name?
The psychology of the oppressed.
Or oppressor.
The oppressor is pervasive in our society today. And
It's
my name
what?
is
Sorry.
Emeka from Atlanta.
Emeka, thank you. Okay, pervasive.
In our society today.
Got that.
And these are people who are, as a result of feeling of insecurity,
Oh.
because they are narcissists,
Okay.
they thrive on the vulnerabilities of the oppressed.
Okay. On the weakness of the oppressed.
The vulnerabilities of the oppressed. An oppressor sees himself as having some form of pseudo control over the oppressed.
Okay.
False feeling of control and being in charge, simply because he has manipulated the reality of the oppressed to feel that he or she is doing the oppressed a favor, something that ordinarily was supposed to be your right. So it is up to the oppressed at some point to realize that this is not his or her reality, and challenge and make up for those vulnerabilities that has equipped and armed the oppressor to continue with his oppression.
Look,
So
okay, go ahead. I wanted to ask you a question. Go ahead.
Go. Ask the question.
Why is it necessary for the oppressed to challenge the oppressor?
Because the only power or current that runs in the vein of the oppressor is silence. Inertia. Silence and inertia.
Yeah.
When you remain silent or you refuse to take action, trust me, the oppressor knows no limit and will continue until you are destroyed.
Wow.
So it is important for the oppressed at some point to realize, no, this is not my reality. Or why should I remain in this false reality? And challenge the status quo. Without that, oppressors have no conscience, they are narcissists, they are tyrants, and they are akin to bullies. We should watch out, because the society we live in now is a clear reflection of an oppressor versus the oppressed.
I could buy you a beer for that. Thank you very much.
You're my sister. Thank you.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Look, I think I like the clarity with which he made his submission. I want to hear your contribution. We're Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce. I have a Namdi here on Skype. I'm wondering where he's calling me from. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, it's good to have you here, Namdi. Thank you very much for calling Nigeria Info. You can go ahead. What's the psychology of the oppressor?
Yeah, I think the mind of the oppressed, that is the weapon of the oppressor.
Oh, help us get some clarity with that.
What I'm trying to say is that if the oppressor is going to be
I lost you just when you were going to put down your own nuggets of wisdom. Look, I hope you make it back before the sun sets. Nigeria Info, my name is Joyce. Someone on WhatsApp is telling us he's loving today's topic of the Lords of Logic. Well, I hope you follow it. I think you would love it even more with other aspects of conversation we're having. The podcast's on the website, nigeriainfo.fm. You can get it for sure after the show, and I hope it's sooner than later. 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce, the psychology of the oppressor. Nnamdi was saying that the strength of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. So the greatest weapon of the oppressor is the weakness of the oppressed. I hope he calls back. Nigeria Info, hello. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon.
Nigeria Info, the sunny side. What's your name?
Yeah, Patrick is my name.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the topic.
Sure.
Two things quickly. The oppressor is often manipulative.
Okay.
And very exploitative.
Very exploitative.
Yeah, dictatorial.
Okay.
And most times, like the last caller said, the mind of the oppressed is the catalyst to the action of the oppressor.
Wow. Why? Help us.
Our society or our upbringing most times teaches us tolerance. But when tolerance becomes slavery, we tend not to know. And for the person who is oppressing, once the receiver is not complaining, as far as he's concerned or she's concerned, it's all fine. So we should, as much as we teach our people tolerance, make them to understand that there are some no's. Some things are not just acceptable. So for the oppressed, it is needful for him or her to speak up and reject all those notions of tolerance.
Thank you.
In the process, you become a slave.
What? Bring it back. What was your last sentence? In the process,
the
what?
Oppressed, the oppressed should be very careful not to mistakenly replace tolerance for slavery.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. I get that clearly now. I do appreciate you calling in. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. I lost you. Hopefully you make it back before the sun sets. My name's Joyce. It's the Lords of Logic. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good to have you here. What's your name?
My name is Billy Olenka. Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for calling. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about the mind of the oppressed.
Go ahead. I'm with you. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Now, I think the oppressed are the ones who have a low self-esteem.
Huh?
Now,
you think the oppressor is the one with low self-esteem?
No, the oppressed.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Now, I want to give a simple example. Let me assume that I buy a big phone and people start coming to me.
Okay.
Someone who has a small phone will feel like, oh, because he has a big phone, he's trying to show off to everyone.
Okay.
But to me, I'm not trying to show off. I'm just pressing my phone. So he has a low self-esteem, thinking that I am higher than him in his own mind. While in my own mind, it is just for my own good and joy.
Okay.
So I think the problem is with the oppressed, not the oppressor. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Someone is on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Move,
she
honey.
said, Joyce, I'm going through hell. Please, I am in this oppression now, but I need to talk to you. Joyce, I can't do this again. I am not asking for money at all.
You are in an oppressive situation. Was it this conversation that made you realize you're in an oppressive situation? Okay, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I want you to know that you must partake in your own salvation. And maybe what I try to do is bring conversations here that maybe if you consider the topic and you consider the opinion of everybody calling in, you'd find something. I can say to you what I will say to you, but you must do what you must do. I cannot deliver you from a situation you got yourself in, or maybe fate put you in. So you must find the strength in you to be honest about your observation, about the facts of the matter, and find the courage to act, the courage to will. If you can, Confession Thursday would be a good time for you to call, or sometime during the course of the week on language and interpretations. All right, we're back to the show. The Lords of Logic. My name's Joyce. Hey, who's here with us? We're Nigeria Info. How are you? Nigeria Info, the sunny side. My name is Joyce. What's your name?
It's Joy calling back. I got caught up.
You didn't get cut off. I don't know who cut you off.
Okay. The mentality of an oppressor is taking advantage of two things: your ignorance and your weakness.
Ignorance and weakness.
The one and your weakness, and that's like the two ways to stop being oppressed or to not get oppressed. One, become self-aware. Two, be willing to lose everything.
Huh?
Be willing to lose everything.
Who's willing to lose
Be
everything?
willing to lose.
Your line is so bad. Then you're going to blame me for cutting you off. What did you say?
Sorry.
What was your last sentence?
I say you should be willing to lose. The oppressor knows that you are afraid to lose.
So the
Like you
oppressed,
don't want to lose your name, your fame,
your title.
reputation.
Okay.
Yes. So you would lord that over you. So you should let the oppressor know that you are willing. You don't care for all those things.
And you're willing. Oh,
You
so
are
you're
willing
saying
to lose all those things.
you're saying that for the oppressor to be capable of fighting back, no, for the oppressed to be
For the oppressed
to fight back, they must be
you
willing to
should
lose.
be able to risk. Yeah, you should be willing to lose, and then you don't you win.
Thank you very much for calling. We were able to get that out of you. Thank you. Nigeria Info, the Lords of Logic, and we're talking the psychology of the oppressor. Hello, how are you?
Joyce,
Good to have you here. What's your name?
Kingsley from Ikorodu.
Well, good. Go ahead.
Yeah, Joyce, I will use ego and the snake
Okay.
for an example. Do you know when ego want to walk on a snake, he will pick him up from the land and they put him in at the air,
Okay.
which he will not even have power to fight back.
Okay.
That is the way the method the oppressors are working on your place. But the truth is this: the oppressors are always arrogant and deceived.
Arrogant and deceitful.
Yes,
Okay.
they're always arrogant and deceived. They will not come as they will come as a reality, but at the end of it, you will find out that they are complete fake as a human being.
They're two-faced. Yeah.
Yes, to sign of the you just finish it, my sister. So the truth is this: we, the vulnerable, that are being oppressed, what can we do to salvage that their power?
Okay. So
So-
what do you want to say? 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yeah. All right. So I think we need to take the bull by the horn and say no to all these things once and for all.
Okay.
Yes. If you say no today, Joyce, the only thing that is discovered in life is change. Then
Right.
there's no permanent change in life. When you say no and they find out that your no is your no, they will put their ego in their pocket and move on.
All right. Thank you very much.
And they
for
will do
calling.
the right thing. Yeah, Joyce, you are doing a good job, my sister.
Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Off on a break. We'll be right back.